The Working Artist Project is brought to you by Second Line Arts Collective. Learn how you can support at secondlinearts.org.
We're creating a platform for those who are curious, one that tells the story from the artist's perspective. Moments in time, captured from the innovators who are reshaping dance, music, theater, and the visual arts. This is the Working Artist Project.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Working Artist Project. My name is Gregory Agid, and I am so excited to be back. And let me welcome our co-host, or slash the man of the hour, Mr. Darrian Douglas.
Everybody, I'm here every week because I'm a crazy person. I don't take vacations. Greg was out here on a beach with some penguins, having a good time.
You know, sometimes you got, when you're trying to get away from COVID, you got to go to the far reaches of the earth.
The only place they don't got COVID right now is, I would say, Antarctica and maybe in some of those deserts. You know what I mean? But either way it goes,
we
how was your vacation?
We have to be careful. Don't say too much because we're gonna get flagged and taken off of Facebook
that's
for
true.
having false information about.
That's
COVID.
right. That's true. No more COVID talk. Yo, okay, let's get right into it, man. Greg, welcome back. We're happy to have you. And go ahead and introduce.
I'm glad to be here.
Introduce our guest for tonight.
So we're super excited to have an incredible musician, producer, trumpet player, composer. This guy's a fitness guru, one of the most stylish motherfuckers I know. Excuse me, pardon my French. I've been on vacation for a second. So we're going to invite, he's also a member of the world famous Soul Rebels brass band. And these cats have played with people. I'm just going to name some of the artists they have collaborated with over the last couple of years. Have you ever heard of Katy Perry or DMX? They've performed on NPR's Tiny Desk, the Colbert Late Show. They've done some other stuff with Nas, G-Eazy, Robin Thicke, Macy Gray, man, Robert Glasper, and now I think we can say the Soul Rebels have collaborated with the Second Line Arts Collective. So we're flattered and honored to have such an incredible musician and wonderful person. And also, I want to say this cat's a world-class educator. And we're going to invite to the Working Artist Project, Mr. Julian Gosin.
Yeah, Julian, where you at?
What's happening, man? How y'all doing?
We good, man. Welcome. Hey, man, you kind of famous, man. You've been on Tiny Desk. You done play with everybody, man. You probably play with Michael Jackson, man. This is crazy.
Man, in my dreams, definitely in my dreams.
Well, I see you got the Michael Jackson. You got a vinyl or something like that right behind you. Is that Michael?
Oh yeah, it's the Off the Wall, man. That's
the wall, right?
Constant inspiration. Yeah, constant inspiration.
That's killing. Well, Julian, how you doing, man? How you been living these days?
Man, just adjusting to the world, man. It's a different time. I feel like we're in a different place, but with everything we gotta persevere and strive, get through it, and make the best of it. So I'm always an optimistic person, so I just try to find the light in everything and just keep it moving.
Totally, man. So I guess man, that's a great place to start because I think everyone has been living their life over the last year and a half, kind of just revolving around this ever-changing situation with COVID. And so maybe we could start there and just talk about how has your life changed, going from being on the road to kind of figuring out how to make it work at home.
Yeah, man. It's definitely changed drastically overnight. I mean, I remember we were on tour on the East Coast. We had about maybe 3 or 4 days left for like a 2.5 week tour, and we got the call the night after our last gig in Connecticut. They were like, "Yo, we flying y'all home in the morning," and this when COVID was kind of just circling the country. So we were kind of a little skeptical about it, kind of confused, not too informed on what was really going on. But we flew home and hadn't been on the road since, and that was March of 2020. So just some adjustments and you know working on getting a chance to work on some new projects. Dip your feet in some new waters. So yeah, you look at for everything, just like Hurricane Katrina, a gift and a curse at the same time. You
Yeah,
try
it's
to
funny.
find the good in all of it. So
I think it's funny that you bring up Katrina too, because like when COVID was first happening, I was also in New Orleans, and it just eerily had this like Katrina vibe to it, man. Like
it
just
did,
just
it
I
did,
don't know if it wasn't the same situation, but yeah,
right,
Katrina is like the
right.
parallel for me.
Yeah, it was just Katrina for everybody.
Yeah, I
Um,
think one thing that I was telling Cass, because I was on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi during Katrina, and I was
okay,
like, what are the chances in one lifetime that you go through two major catastrophes that like uproot your entire life? You know what I
man,
mean?
right, right.
And people who went through Katrina like us know how hard it was from trying to find family members to like, oh shoot, where I'm gonna live?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that it was kind of deep that to experience this two times, man.
Yeah, man.
And it like what so you mentioned earlier like some adjustments, like what kind of adjustments are you making and what are you getting into that's new that you weren't getting into before?
Right. Well, I had a chance to dig into some more producing. Actually had a chance to sit down and gather some creative thoughts and start working on my own record. Got that going. I got myself involved with another project with a homie of mine, Lil Jodeci. He DJs and kind of a house, live horn, instrumentation type of vibe. So yeah, working on that. Still involved with the schools, working at Warren Easton, also working at the Trombone Shorty Foundation, mentoring the kids, trying to give back what was given to us, Greg and myself,
Absolutely.
being from New Orleans. So, just trying to stay busy, man, within the confines of the restrictions.
Right, right.
One of when the quarantine was, we'll say, like kind of just settling in, and it kind of felt that we were all going to be living in this was going to be our life for a minute. I remember kind of, I think all of us were just on Facebook and Instagram all day. and,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you started this whole project that was like lighting up my timeline, and it was actually like one of the most killing things that I had seen. And you were doing something called the Corona Cipher Sessions.
Man,
And man, why don't you tell us a little bit about that, and what was
yeah.
the idea
So
behind that?
the the Corona cipher, man. So homie of mine, Winston Turner, he lives not too far from me, and that was my workout. I would go in his backyard and we were just working out and just brainstorming on some stuff, and came up with the idea of doing a cipher. Took the traditional cipher, hip hop cipher, but we wanted to apply it to all art forms. Whether
Mm,
you're a cook, whether you're a hairdresser, whether you're an artist, whether you're a poet, singer, dancer, anything involving the arts, we wanted to display it to the world because we felt like that platform was taken away from us creatives. So we wanted to just, try to give some the people some sense of normalcy within 60 seconds. So, I chopped up classic R&B and hip hop tunes that are very familiar to most people, and I let the people do their thing. I just told them, do what you feel is right. So I had a cat on there. He was cooking like some jackfruit to Outcast track. It was a vibe, man. It we had a trombone shorty came and spit some stuff. Had a DJ on there, Rob Smooth. It was a vibe, man. So it lasted at least a good 2 months solid, and we were able to reach people all over the world, all over the world. Had people from Europe, from Africa, submitting videos, just trying to be a part of the Corona Cipher. And I definitely feel like I accomplished what I wanted to do. Just give the people something, a platform to showcase their talent, known and unknown. And just put it out there, man. Because we didn't have a stage to perform on, so that was the vibe behind that.
wow.
So
Wow.
you actually had people like hitting you up and
Man,
submitting
yeah,
sessions
yeah,
for you.
yeah. So
What?
yeah, some people I hit up, some people hit me up. Like the cats that lived out of town. Like I hit Sullivan up, Sullivan Fordner. I sent him
Yep.
the track, and he sent me back his audio. So I just lined up the audio with the video. So I kind of touched up on my videographer skills from college, so that helped a bit. So yeah, man, it was fun. It was definitely fun during that time.
And
Yo, man,
just for the
that's
record, I hit you up. I was so excited. I was like, I have to be a part of
Greg,
it.
you know?
Greg, you was on that? You was on that?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, Greg.
I
shit.
sent him I DM'd him and I was like, Julian, please let me do one.
You killed that shit, bro. You killed it.
Hey Julian, man, you a real gracious cat to let a cat with a clarinet come in the
Yo,
cipher, dog. I don't know about that, man.
yeah, bro, you gotta check it out. Your whole perspective gonna change, man. I'm
Oh,
telling
okay. Yo, I'm on YouTube right now searching for that shit. I'm like, I gotta see this, man.
you. Word,
But
word.
you know that's crazy because that whole idea that sounds like a Netflix show to me, man. You need
Man,
to
bro.
you need to hit Netflix up.
You know, I just feel
'Cause
like when I was doing it, just doing it for the love of it, you know. But as time went on, I really was starting to think like, man, this could really be something big if the right people get their hands on it, you know.
Yeah.
But I
mhm.
didn't really pursue it all the way, so I just kind of just let it die off and felt like it did what it needed to do.
Say, bro, it ain't too late, man.
It's not. It's never
Hey,
too
it
late,
ain't too
man.
late.
Never. It's never too late. Never.
Hey,
Luther Vandross. It's never too late.
Delta variant's back, so we might have part two.
I know part two, right?
Yo, that's
Oh
hip.
man.
That's hip.
Do you remember how many videos you made with those
Oh man,
sessions?
it was at least maybe 40 to 50.
Wow,
Man,
that's
Over.
impressive.
And I was
yeah.
dropping them like Monday through Friday.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like crazy. It was crazy, man. It was
What
it's all on my Instagram. If you go to Nola Juice at Nola Juice, check them out. Yeah, man, it was dope. We and there's also a Corona Cipher page as well with just the videos.
something that I really liked too was that like you would a couple cats would play over the same
Yeah,
samples and loops, and
yeah,
so it was like really hip to see like what people would do with the same thing that you
right,
sent, and it's just
exactly,
like all this different
right,
creativity
right.
happening, and you know, again what you were saying, an amazing community, a way of getting the community involved and having everyone say a little
Yeah,
something.
man. And just I just wanted to use my little platform and expose people who you might not know. You know what I'm saying? People who follow me might not know there's a harp player in New York that's killing. Brandy was
Mhm.
killing on that shit. So
Mhm.
you know, I exposed her to the people I knew, and hopefully, that's kind of just what I wanted to do to just get people out there when I know we don't really have an opportunity right now to perform.
Didn't
Right.
you have a flautist from Cuba also do one?
Was it?
Did that happen? I'm like maybe
Well, I had a bass player from Cuba and a
that's what it
trombone
was.
player from Cuba.
Maybe it's a
Yeah,
trombone player. Excuse me. Yeah.
yeah,
Man, you
yeah.
know the most beautiful thing about this, you guys, is that the creativity, because we got put in a situation where we couldn't express ourselves like we normally did. And
Right.
so I don't know if people listening to this, you may or may not be a creative, but if you are, you understand that bottleneck where you just like, man, I gotta. It's like you work out, so it's like all of a sudden you can't go to the gym. There's some aggression inside you. You like, "Oh, I need to
Right.
punch somebody in the face, dog.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same with music or creativity, where it's so like all of these great ideas are just bubbled out of you. Like
Right.
you was eating some shrimp or something. You was like, you know what I should do, man?
Yeah.
I should,
It
you
just
know,
came out of nowhere, man.
yeah. That's beautiful, man. What else came out of you? Like what else, like on that level, that high level, if you can talk about it, of
Yeah, well,
creativity.
shit. So I made a song last summer. We did a remix of a very popular tune, Don't Stand So Close to Me.
Oh shit. Okay.
All right. So
See, man, you ain't send me none of this, man. I could have been right
man,
now. I could have
so
band played this under while you talking. You know.
let me see if I can find it. So I don't know if you know it now. It's like an old like '80s tune by the Police, right?
Yep.
And it fit the vibe at the time. Don't stand so close to me. The 6 feet joint, back up, and me and my homie Winston, we remixed it and just put the whole Corona flip on it. We put like a trap beat on it. It's crazy. Like I shot a music video on my iPhone. Um, it's dope, man. I'm gonna have to send you the link so you can check it out. It's on you. If you just type in "Don't Stand So Close to Me" remix, it'll pop up.
It's
Oh
on
yes.
the Brassaholics page. Where's
Not
it? Where
on,
is?
not just on YouTube. Just
So
don't,
Uh,
don't stand so close to me.
all right, I'm
yeah,
gonna rip
yeah.
this and send it to Darrian real quick.
Yeah. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. We're gonna try to get
Yeah,
this queued up for y'all before we got before the
yeah.
show is over, so
So
y'all can
if
see
you
this.
know the song, if you know the traditional "Don't Stand So Close to Me" song, we pretty much took the rhythm of the verse, but just
Hmm.
changed the words, and we
Right.
put a dance to it on the chorus, like "Don't stand so close to me." like kind of back up type of thing. And that's it right there. That's it.
You're not supposed to hear that. I'm gonna send it to Darren in just a second.
Yeah, that's it. But it was cool, man. Again, I had submissions from all over the world. So like all the people that submitted themselves during the dance,
Hmm.
we labeled their city at the bottom of it where they're from. Yeah, people from
Mm,
Senegal, Paris. I mean, all over the world, man. So it was a fun tune to get out, and at the same time promoting the social distance
Right.
and everything.
Absolutely.
So yeah, man, it just was a lot, just creative juices going on during that time, and still going on. So
Yeah.
just trying to keep it going, man. Just trying to stay busy and keep my hands in everything.
Yeah. I'm curious. What inspires you, man?
Oh man,
Why do you do what you do?
I wake up every morning, man. I'm blessed to realize that I've been given a gift, and very fortunate for that. And I just try to take every opportunity I can to embrace it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's giving back, whether it's performing for crowds, it's just music is just something I love to do. I even tried to quit one time. The music it didn't let me quit right after Katrina. I lost my home. Kind of discouraged, but it just found its way right back to me. So I felt like this was what I should be doing in some form or fashion, whether it's on stage playing the trumpet, whether it's producing a record, whether it's writing a song. Um, so just the creative niche is just me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with anything, you got to be true to yourself, and you just got to follow your calling. And if
Mm,
mm.
that's what it is, you just got to stay true to it, and keep working. You just got to keep working.
Yeah,
mhm.
that's super beautiful. Um, the other day, I was on YouTube scouring the internet, and I came across the Noka Senior recital from like 2003. And
Oh yeah,
it's like I guess like so much time has passed, and sometimes we forget how we made original connections with people.
right,
And I remember again like growing up and watching you play as a kid,
man.
and man, again talking about like music and what inspired you. Man, I was wondering if you would talk about too. Maybe like how you got into music too, like being a born
Right.
and bred New Orleanian, and
Hmm.
also I just when I think of like when you go to Paris, you want a croissant. When you go to
Right.
Italy, you want some pasta. When you come to New Orleans, you want to see some brass band music or some, you want to see some music. And I think
Hmm.
like you are one of the people that like fully embodies what it means to be from New Orleans. And so like what does playing music mean to you? Or like how did you get into it too?
Man, so growing up in New Orleans, being in the band is the popular thing to do. And most places around the country, your star football player might be, the biggest guy on campus, but in New Orleans, your drum major is probably the biggest guy on campus. It's only like that in New Orleans, though. Only
Yeah.
like that in New Orleans. So yeah, man. Starting in elementary school, we had a band. I had a exceptionally well band instructor at an elementary school. Started there, transitioned to Gregory, marched in the band for 3 years over there. Got introduced to Jonathan Bloom, Mr. Bloom, my eighth grade year, and he kind of put me on the whole jazz band vibe. He would come and get
Mm.
us out of class. That's how the Heritage School. You remember Greg,
Yep.
the Jazz and Heritage School. He would come to like I think three schools: Gregory, Fantasy, and I think McDonald 15. And he would get a select group of kids um, and teach us the music of New Orleans. So that transitioned into me auditioning in Anoka. Auditioned in Anoka, got in, and met some of the baddest cats in the world currently. Um, that you all might know: John Baptiste, Sullivan Fordner, Troy Trombone Shorty Andrews, Chris Royal, Michael Ballard, and all these guys were in my class. All these guys were in the same class. So
That's
yeah, man,
crazy.
it just that in itself, just being around those dudes at the time was inspiration. And of course, Clyde Kerr was our instructor, and
Mm.
Ken Jordan. Um, being around those legends
Yo,
was
did
so
you
beneficial, man. Not only for our musical careers, but just life. They taught us so much. And we definitely, paid attention for sure. But it was a blessing, man, to be amongst those guys, and just to be around a level of professionalism at that age. You typically typical 14, 15-year-old, probably running around, have fun, having fun. But we were like in the practice room till 6:30 at night, and had to go home and practice some more to be ready for like a performance on Friday, what they call performance class. Uh, so yeah, man, they taught us just responsibility and how to carry yourself as a professional, and all those things transpired into who we are today as professionals. So yeah, man, I'm just just grateful for all the experiences that have been thrown at me throughout my life, and definitely very grateful for it.
Yeah, man. New
By
Orleans
chance,
is. Go
I
ahead.
mean,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, Dan. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say New Orleans is kind of a special place, where somehow y'all breed up like thoroughbred musicians. It'll be like, yeah, man, it was like Michael Jordan, Kobe, Tim Duncan. It's
Yeah,
like, you like, damn, dog, like all
yeah.
y'all was in one class.
One
Shit.
class, one class.
Yeah. Which is man, it always blows my mind, man. Like what were y'all doing, man? Just like, yo, bro, the way y'all
Man,
trying to like be pipe each other. What was happening?
it was crazy, man. I remember back then, I was still like on a cusp of, do I want to play basketball? Do I want to play trumpet? So I was dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was really into sports at the time, but I loved music. So I was still battling those demons. Do I go home and practice, or do I go home and shoot some hoops? You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So some days I might take this route, but I was like, damn, man, every class I'm coming to class, these cats piping me. So I got to start taking it serious. But it was definitely a serious, battle, but clearly just trying to make each other better. It wasn't so much I'm trying to be pipe you per se, but just trying to make everybody better. Because I
Uh-huh.
mean, when Sullivan walked in the door, he was already piping everybody. Because I was like, man, where did this dude come from? And Troy was the same way. So just being around these cats was like, yo, you got to be on your p's and q's at all times. So it
Hmm.
was definitely fun, and I definitely appreciate that time.
Yeah, man, that's what's up.
Dude, I feel like that, again, like I feel like that was like the golden years of my life. Like I always look back on that time of my life and I'm just like, what happened? Like
Man,
that's insane,
man, it's crazy, man.
Did just hey, randomly, did Kent ever make you play giant steps in three different keys? Like he was like it was like,
Um,
man, the modulation keeps happening.
he was obsessed with that song, man. He was obsessed with that song. Kent was obsessed with Giant Steps. Now mind you, he was like 14. Like, come on, Kent, man. Yeah, man.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like
Control
I
your
remember.
subjective mind, man.
Woo! I was like, I remember showing up to that class one day and I was like, I could barely play one octave on the clarinet. And Kent's like, all right, solo over this. And it's giant steps. And I'm just like,
Yeah, that's how he was. Like first day, Giant Steps.
he was
and
he
then he
was
beat
looking
me.
he was looking for something, man. He
Oh
was looking
yeah,
one of y'all motherfuckers gonna be like, all right, cool, and then
right.
just shred on it. He like, see, I knew it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
what he
then the
was
messed
doing.
up thing is like he'd be in class and someone like Sullivan would be like, or Troy, or even like, man, you
Yeah,
or all the cats would just like, they'd like hear a couple, like the chorus once or twice and then they start playing over it and you're like, wait, shit, they're hearing that? What the fuck?
yeah, yeah. And then he's like, all right, next, let's do it in another key.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on. Can we just play the blues?
So dig it, man. I got this video we were talking about, this song we were talking about earlier. What was the name of it again?
Don't stand so close to me.
Don't stand so. I'm gonna play. Let's see if it'll work. I'm gonna play a few minutes of that. Here we go. Oh wait, wrong one.
Oh yeah, definitely the wrong one.
There we
That's
go.
it.
I think we're missing the audio, Mr.
Oh
Douglas.
give me a second. My bad, y'all. See,
Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing technical difficulties
right,
here at the Working Artist Project.
coming at you right now.
What's
Can you hear
up?
now?
No, I can't hear it.
Okay, wait a minute, y'all. See, this why. Give me a second.
This is why you don't go on stage with children or animals. You never know what they're gonna do. I think that's what Mr. Bat told me one time in high school.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. I think I got it now. Give me a second. I just gotta press all my buttons, y'all. So if y'all hear, we usually had this already, but today we just going on the fly. Let me see.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody, please stay inside. You don't know how bad things can get. I know you want to do your thing, but you might make some others sick. Frustrating, we're waiting to get back our normal life. So be patient or be a patient. Don't take a chance and roll that dice. Don't hesitate, don't stand so, don't stand so close to me. Don't hesitate, don't stand so, don't stand so close. It's the remix, man. Look, you don't really want to catch that Rona from the.
All right, we gotta cut it. We don't want to get no copyright. We won't get
Yeah,
no
yeah,
copyright.
yeah.
So basically, just to review what was happening in that video, is you basically sent the track and a bunch of people just kind of like what they call like a duo like now, right? They kind of just sent you and you put it
Yeah,
together.
so I sent them an example of the dance, and I
Oh,
was
okay.
like, look, this is what we're doing. I kind of gave them a rhythm, and they just did it. And I just took it and copied it and you know put it in there.
That's what's up.
But if you listen to the original by the Police, you'll get it. You'll get it.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah,
That's
that
super
was dope,
dope.
man. That's dope.
So, I guess, one of the blessings of this whole situation was, again, like, just, all of us, you're on the road 200 plus days a year. You got all kinds of things going on, teaching. And I guess maybe, Darrian and I were kind of living the same life where we're working all the time. And I guess the cool thing about Corona was, again, like, be having the opportunity to focus on our solo projects and things like
Right.
that. So you were telling us earlier that you are actually now nearing the completion of a new single and
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
your new record coming out soon.
yeah. It's coming out record hopefully first quarter, so early next year. But the single I'm hoping to have out around Labor Day. It's finished. I just got to get it mixed and mastered. But depending on the engineer, that shouldn't take too long. But yeah, man, I'm excited about it. I have a feature on it. I won't name drop the feature
Come
at
on,
the
name
moment.
drop.
Nah, I won't
Man,
name drop.
after all the names we dropped earlier, I'm afraid that, like, who you got Jesus on it?
Nah, man, a very reputable person in the hip hop world though.
Oh, Cardi B.
What?
Cardi B. If I guess it, that's right. He got Cardi B on it, y'all.
Oh
Everybody
man,
go get the record Cardi B on that joint, doc.
Cardi B. Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
Oh man, that's awesome. But maybe so again, like, solo projects and all that stuff, but maybe we can, like, take a step back too. And so you're a member of one of the most in demand, reputable, in the, just the baddest brass bands in the land, the Soul Rebels. And so, man, I was wondering if you could
Yeah,
talk about how you joined the band, and maybe we could dig into a little about your experiences working with that project.
yeah, man. So unofficially, I started coming around the band like 2007, right after Katrina. Would visit the local spot uptown, Le Bon Ton Relais. So we have a gig
Mhm.
every Thursday night. It's titled the Thursday Night House Party. So I would just go up there, hang out, check out the band. I was always a fan of the band, and eventually I would just start sitting in, you know. And after sitting in for a couple months, here and there I would get called for a gig, just to fill in for one of the members. Um, and eventually I started to get that call a little bit more often. And it just transitioned. I was with a previous band. Then it kind of was an official call, what have you, and it happened like that. So I officially became a member. I think it was 2010. Yeah, so officially a member 2010, and from there on, man, we just kind of just hit it really, really hard. On the road, traveling, a lot of shows, a lot of collaborations. So a lot of people see the big names, and it wasn't always the big names. So we kind of had to crawl before you walk type of thing. I remember the first guy we actually did like a real guest with was Slick Rick. He was like the first one to kick it all off. Slick Rick, and from Slick Rick, I mean, it just evolved into so many names. I can't even remember everybody. Some of the more notable ones that people might know: Nas, DMX, Talib Kweli, Metallica, Suzanne Vega, Katy Perry, Macklemore, Ryan Lewis. I can't name everybody, but it's been some of your top tier people in the music business, and it's been a fun ride, man. It's been a fun ride.
Yeah, man, that's dope. Yeah, I was just thinking while you were talking. Sometimes people forget about that crawling stage.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where you, y'all started at Bon Ton Roulette. Right there. What
Right.
is it on?
Magazine.
That's on Magazine. Yeah,
Yep. Magazine.
it's that's just a local bar, man.
Man,
It's
local
a
spot, man. And
yeah.
till today, it's still popping every Thursday night.
And y'all, I'm sure y'all pack it out now because of y'all celebrities.
I mean, you know what, man? It was packed before that. It was just a spot. People just like the band, they like the vibe of the club. And it felt like home. So whenever there's an opportunity to feel like home, people want to feel that. So it wasn't no stardom or anything. It was just people out having a good time, enjoying the band, some good drinks, and just having a good night. Typical New Orleans night.
Yeah.
One of the things that I love about New Orleans so much is that, I feel like every night of the week there's a different band, like a different musical feature, right? Tuesdays you go check
Yeah,
out Soul Rebels at Greg Agid Quartet. And there's all kinds of stuff. But every time anyone's asked me what to do, I'm like, yo, Thursday, Soul Rebel, Bonton. That's the spot to be.
yeah,
You're wasting your time if you're somewhere else.
yeah. On a Thursday, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, like, man, so what are some of the differences, like, having been in the band so long? Like, how has being a member of Soul Rebels changed now that you all have reached, like some of the highest level stages in the world, like being on the
Mhm.
Colbert Show and things like that?
Right. I think the approach is just different. You know what I'm saying? So we've learned a lot over the past years, and just about being a traveling band, and some of the requirements that come with being a traveling band, and some things that you should require being a traveling band. You know, Historically, and what I gathered when I first started traveling, some of the sound men across the country or the world, rather, they would look at us, you know, with a little side eye when it would come to stuff like sound checking and rehearsing. So, they felt like we didn't deserve a sound check, because we were quote unquote brass band. Because they were used to some bands just coming in when the gig started and playing the gig, and that was it. But we evolved. We started traveling with in-ear monitors. That was something we pushed heavy for. I think we're probably the only brass band to use in-ear monitors, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But it's just trying to fit that industry standard, that mold of being a professional and how you want people to perceive you. Like we should be able to get a real sound check. We feel like this is important. This is going to could potentially make or break our career. What it sounds like out in the front of the house. So just little things like that. Being on time for sound check. Transitioning from the airport to the hotel. All those little things. We had to really get adjusted to, and that just comes with the business, and those things. The fan doesn't quite see those things all the time, but it's a lot of wear and tear. It can be tedious, but at the end of the day, we signed up for it. So we love music, so we just have to deal with it in the process and embrace it. But in the same time, you want to show up to your gig and be treated with the same respect that you would treat the next band, regardless of their instrumentation. So we just had some ups and downs with that, but again, man, this has been a fun ride. Definitely a blessing to travel the world. Playing music. I'm on my second passport. I've been to several countries. I can't name all of them. It's just been fun, man. To experience different cultures, and all of that is through music. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know. You just never know what the man above has in store for you. If you just stick to what you're doing, stay true to yourself and work hard.
Yeah, bro. One thing me and Greg always joke. I'm from the country. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Mississippi, man.
Right. All
And
right.
so, like, I never. in a million years was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play drums and I'm gonna travel the world. Like I that just
Yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna play drums at church. It,
you're
the
right, right,
end.
right. Yeah,
You know, so that's a really great point for some people, especially for our young listeners listening. If you have passion for something, especially music, or you might want to be a doctor or whatever,
yeah,
you can do anything really, and it can take you beyond your wildest dream. You know, like a cat like you
definitely,
probably was like, man, you never was like 5 being like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Greece, dog. I'm gonna go to
man,
Africa.
bro.
I know you. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Japan. You never thought that.
Never thought it, man. I just used to just look at Michael Jackson videos and just say, I want to be Michael Jackson, you know. But I think every kid wanted to be Michael Jackson. But you never really thought, you could really get close to being Michael Jackson.
When he
But
turned
yeah,
into
man.
that damn panther, we was like, shit.
Yeah, yo,
Yeah.
yo. But that was a Moonwalker. I think that was Moonwalker.
It's like,
Yeah,
wait a
yeah.
minute. You in
Hold
your
up.
living room in your drawers, like, hey.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, just it can happen, man, if you just believe in yourself and stick to it and work hard, man. Just never give up on it.
Was there a particular moment where you found yourself on a gig or going somewhere or doing whatever where you were just like, holy shit, I'm doing this right now?
Man, well, I can't say it was on a gig, but when we went to Beijing and I got to see the Great Wall, I was like, hold up, you know, it didn't even look real. I didn't even. I just felt like I was on the end of the world, and I just couldn't believe where I was standing. It just looked so surreal. And you see it on TV, and you're just like, man, I'm really over here because of this trumpet. So it definitely was a eye awakening moment, and just a blessing in disguise. Like, damn, I'm really in China, at the Great Wall of China, one of the seven wonders of the world. Coming from New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. Like, damn, really, really did something with my life.
Yeah, bro. You know, back in the day, our grandparents or even our parents, they had to join the military to get up out
Yeah,
there, out
yeah,
their neighborhood.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, man,
so
for
we,
sure, for sure.
yeah,
Or,
that's,
join the movement,
mm,
the Panther movement, or during those times you had to get on a bus, but you was doing that for righteous reasons, not for pleasure.
absolutely, absolutely, bro. Yeah, man. What you got, Greg?
That's some crazy, man. Man, actually, if you have it queued up, man, I think this might be a great chance to check out one of Julian's tunes that he produced, and also have an opportunity to check out what the Soul Rebels sound like.
Yeah, what's the name of this one?
Oh, that's Sabor Latino. Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Kind
let
of.
me.
So that song was inspired by a show on Netflix called Narcos.
Oh, I love that show, doc.
Man, so at the time I was heavy into Narcos, so I was feeling very Latinish. So yeah, it's like a Latin vibe with a New Orleans twist to it. So yeah, I just was like, man, it's giving me some Narcos feels. So that was the inspiration behind that tune.
All right, don't nobody do no cocaine, but here we go. We're gonna
No,
do
no, no, definitely not.
it. Here we go.
man. That's
Go ahead, turn it off. That was weird.
beautiful, beautiful. Darren, if you, I think you need to turn your gain up a little bit on the mic.
Oh, sorry. Did y'all hear me? I said I had to turn it off because I ain't want nobody to get their old lady pregnant. You know what I'm saying? That was sexy, dog.
Yeah, man. So as I was listening to that, I'm thinking to myself, brass band, and here in New Orleans, I would consider y'all like our pioneering, like, God, I don't know how to say this, like moving the music forward. I don't like using that, but
Mhm.
there's so many different styles of brass band within the genre of quote unquote brass band music. And so I
Right,
was wondering
right.
if you could kind of speak to like what the band's concept is of like what you all are trying to sound like or what you're trying to do with the brass band instrumentation ultimately.
Right. Well, soul rebels have always viewed themselves as a stage act, and not necessarily a brass band, just a band.
Mm.
So without the limitations of being tied down to the street or the traditional brass band gigs, which are great, but soul rebels wanted to venture off into other avenues and become a little bit more mainstream. So definitely inspiration from the roots in that department. They were able to be very successful at it, obviously. So yeah, that was kind of the way or the route we wanted to take. Definitely get to that mainstream level. We want to be the guys you go see at the arenas and at the domes, and vice versa and all that stuff. So that was kind of the approach, man, and just you know staying true to our own sound. Um, and whether that's experimenting with different instruments, guitars, pianos, because at the end of the day, it's just music. We don't want to limit ourselves or limit the music or, you know, sell the music short because we want to just stick to the traditional instrumentation of the brass band.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
want the best sound possible. So if that means implementing keys, guitar, bass, a harp, a flute, what have you, we're gonna do it. Whatever. We all about the music, man, and we let the music speak for it for us. So we just wanted to kind of stretch that envelope, like on our latest record. If you listen to it, um, it's very song driven. All of the majority, with I think the exception of two songs are instrumental. All the other songs are song driven. So that's what we were going for, man. We kind of just wanted to put the traditional brass band um, style in the forefront. We don't want to be the horn players that back up Beyonce. We want to be the Beyonce.
Mm.
So that was just kind of the mindset about it and our approach to it because when we on the road and when we traveling, when we do shows, we are the entertainers as well as the horn players. That's not too common in mainstream bands. Usually the horn players are just backup, right? And you have your main act who you actually coming to see. You might not even know who's on the horn. You might have one of the baddest horn players in the world on the horn, but you wouldn't know. So and or even in the band period. A lot of traveling, famous artists, they have some of the best musicians in the world, and the fans don't even really know that. You know what I'm saying? Um, so and it's unfortunate and it's sad, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like some of these cats, man, they like the best in the world at what they do. And you got a arena 50,000 people, they might not even know this like the one of the best drummers in the world. You know what I'm saying? But
Absolutely.
Just going.
so right, right. So we kind of just wanted to change, the mindset of people, and when they see us, like, all right, they're not just horn players or they're not just drummers. Like these guys are actually artists themselves. So
Mm.
but in order to do that, we had to let the people know and give them a product so they can erase or whatever they have in their head or their visions of us. So that's just where we were at, and that was the inspiration behind it. That's who we are. So that's so relevant, man.
My Julian, man, that was beautiful. But I got a real ratchet question to ask you right now.
Word.
I'm gonna just need you to be honest, dog. All right,
Nigga,
be honest for the people, dog. That's all I'm asking you right now.
I'm muting
dog.
my screen.
You mean the screen. You mean
Come
the
back,
screen.
Greg. All right, man. So brass bands are competitive.
True.
All right, so this is kind of a two-part question.
Okay.
One, who the baddest brass band in New Orleans?
Mhm.
Two, are brass bands outside of New Orleans legit, or are they straight trash? Some trash ass shit.
Which question you want me to answer first?
The New Orleans one.
Well, I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna stay the Soul Rebels.
Oh, okay.
If
Damn, where my
we-
shots fired sound
if-
effect? Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Well, but man, if we're being frank, we don't even like to put ourselves in the brass band conversation. If we're being frank,
Yeah.
we just like to go as so. The brass band has been dropped off of our name.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's just the Soul Rebels. So we don't go by the Soul Rebels brass band. So we just the
Oh.
Soul Rebels.
You have transcended the brass band title.
And we did that intentionally. We didn't want the brass band name. Now whether people see us as that, cool, but we don't go by Soul Rebels brass band. We just go by the Soul Rebels.
Okay.
So yeah, and the second question, there are some that are trash. There are some that are really good.
Name two trash ones.
No.
The trash ones, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Nice,
All right.
I like
You
it.
know what I'm saying? But there are some trash ones.
Okay.
But there
Oh,
are
it's
some
funny.
really good ones. There's
The
some
whole,
good
while
ones.
you were talking about again like the concept and kind of behind Soul Rebels, I was thinking a very similar question to what Darrian asked, but maybe you could break that down a little bit. Like even though you all are expanding upon the tradition and maybe kind of leaving what you would traditionally think of as brass band music, like what is it that makes you all still a New Orleans band versus like other cats who are trying to play with four horns and a sousaphone and drums that they're not playing New Orleans music?
Right.
What is that intangible?
Well, for one, we are from New Orleans, so that New Orleans tradition is in our blood. Now we just choose not to go that route, but any given moment, if we need to play a funeral, a New Orleans funeral, we can play a New Orleans funeral. If we need to play a traditional set, we can play a traditional set and have the same organic feel as any other band from New Orleans, which a lot of bands that aren't from New Orleans, they might can play the tunes, but the feel is not going to be the same. And that's one thing. It's hard to teach that feel, you know what I'm saying? It's just like those cats on the East Coast playing that New Jack Swing. It's hard to teach that if you don't have it on the drums. So, same thing in New Orleans. So I think by us being New Orleans natives, that's going to always naturally be there whenever we need to go back to our roots. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the difference, being from New Orleans and not because, Greg, that New Orleans street beat, that's tough.
You can't teach it, bro. Yeah, I
That's
always
tough.
tell cats, if you never lived in New Orleans, then you'll never get it. Like, cause
Yeah, man,
you gotta
it's-
kind of live in the culture to really understand what it is.
Yeah.
feel like
you
also,
gotta-
too,
you
like-
gotta live it.
Yeah. If you haven't heard it by the time you're like 10 or 12, it's too late. It's just never gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
speaking
hard-
the
it's hard.
language. You're always gonna have an accent,
Yeah.
Yep.
You gotta live it, man. That's just growing up in New Orleans. You hear it, it's in the food we eat, it's in the way we talk, believe it or not. The way people down here talk, the rhythm and the drawl, all that translates to the drum. And all that goes back to slavery in Congo Square. So and that's native to New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the average person in New Orleans can feel it, and a trained drummer, from a conservatory probably can't feel it. But your average dude on the corner drinking a beer, he probably could feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So,
New Orleans, the only place where a cat will be drinking a beer on the corner and you play something wrong on a trumpet. Give me that trumpet.
yeah. Or he gonna either that or he gonna dance to it, whether it's right or wrong.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel you though, because like for Mississippi, it's the shuffle, because blues is
Yeah.
just what we do.
Right.
So
Right.
in my opinion, it ain't really too many people outside of Mississippi who can actually play a shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Especially jazz musicians. They be playing like an Art Blakey shuffle, which is
Okay.
good,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it ain't like if you try to play that with BB King, man, that ain't
Yeah.
going.
That ain't
It's
it.
some different shit, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's not gonna make the people move.
Right. Not the
Yeah.
same way. Not the
Yeah.
same way. Like
Yeah.
Art Blakey was on it now, but it's just different.
It's different.
It's some
Different.
different shit. It's a different language, man. I struggle like a motherfucker trying to figure out New Orleans grooves, and like I used to follow Hurling around and
Oh
Jason
man. Yeah. That's the
and
masters.
yeah, like all them cats, Shannon and Gerald French. Like I'll follow them around, dog. They get tired of seeing me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, can you just show it to me? I showed you last night. You still ain't got it. So, I spent a lifetime really trying to get that together. I'm still trying, so
Yeah,
I'm right with you.
That's the way to do it, man. That's the way to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, bro, we coming up on time, dog. I
Man.
want to, before we go, I definitely want to give you an opportunity to tell the people where to link with you, where they can buy your custom hats and
But the
weights.
custom, yeah, I know, right? I gotta get on that. I gotta get my my merch game up, man.
Yeah.
Gotta get my merch game up. But right now, just my Instagram is the only thing I'm working off. I'm working on the website, so all of these little tangibles are in the working. But once all of them come about, I'm gonna just put like a big blast out on Instagram. Nola Juice, one word, Nola Juice, like you're drinking juice. Um, so yeah, man, just stay tuned. I got some stuff coming, so just trying to stay positive, man. Trying to get through this year, hopefully, on a good note, and hoping that everybody else can say the same. Everybody and their families. I know there's a lot going on, especially with the second variant,
Yeah.
going around. So definitely want to wish peace and prosperity and good health to everybody watching. So yeah, man.
Yeah. And for everyone listening, the Soul Rebels just started their Thursday residency again last week
Yep.
at the
Yep.
Le Bon Ton. So as
We are
far
doing
as today, it's still happening.
Still happening. Masks
Please
are
go.
required now, so bring your mask. But we can
Bring
still
your
have a
mask
good
and your
time.
dancing shoes.
Yeah, still have a good time. Just wear your mask.
Absolutely. Today, it just so we know where we at in the grand scheme of life, since this is going to be recorded and listened to over and over. This is August 2nd, 2021, and we still in the midst of coronavirus. So yeah, y'all go out there to Le Bon Ton Roulette every Thursday night. What time is it?
So we starting at 10 o'clock. We trying something new. We starting early. Try to accommodate people that have to work the next morning. We used to start at around 11:30 hour, but now we're gonna start at 10 and get out of there a lot earlier than we used to. We used to leave out of there, man, like 2:30 on a Thursday night.
Wow.
Say, bro, I got kids, man. Look,
That's what I'm
look,
saying, right? You see what
I
I'm
got
saying?
look,
Like,
I need y'all to start at 6:30, dog. I
Yeah,
gotta be in
and,
bed.
I think 10 the earliest we can do, man. I think 10 the earliest we can do. I mean, you can be done by 12. You still got 6 hours to play with. Get you some rest, man.
Get you
Some rest.
Man, it's beautiful. Man, well, Julian, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. Again, like just sending you love and admiration and all the things you've been doing with Soul Rebels, the solo projects you've been doing, man, it's just really incredible. The education work you've been doing, man, Miss Mo and all the kids over at Warren Easton, they love you and they speak very highly about you. So thank you so much for all the work you're doing. And man, we hope we get a chance to play soon and we'll hit the
Man,
gym
we gotta
too.
do something. You still at the gym, Greg? You still at the gym?
No, I've been running, man. I'm trying to get my sunlight going.
Vitamin D, huh, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I get it, man.
There you go, y'all. My name is Darrian Douglas.
And my name is Gregory Agid. Julian, you have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll catch
All
y'all.
right.